Good morning, Fort McMurray, Wood Buffalo, and the rest of the world. You've tuned in to the Mac City Morning Show. I am your host, Elliot Pierre, and we're going to start the show off on the same note we always start a show off, with a moment of gratitude. I know you could be doing a million other things with your time, so the fact that you're spending with us truly does mean the world to me, so thank you. On that note, Tanner?
How's she cutting me, loves? You're listening to the Mac City Morning Show.
All right, and we're back. Okay, we got a fun one today. We have a counselor on the show who is actually running for council again. So I'm excited to have him talking about his new campaign and everything else he's got on his mind. So as everybody knows at home, I don't introduce my guests. I let them do that themselves. So on that note, sir, can you please tell everybody at home who you are and what you're about?
It's certainly a pleasure to be here, Elliot. My name is Jeff Peddle. I've been a councillor for 4 years in the municipality, and obviously I'm running for re-election. I've been in the municipality around 12 years.
Okay.
Both of my boys moved up here from Newfoundland. I'm like a lot of people, a Newfoundlander that came for opportunity and
Right.
for a better chance at life. I think that a lot of people come here with the same goal or vision in mind. There's amazing opportunities in Fort McMurray, and it's a really close-knit community with some amazing opportunities.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly it. So 12 years, that's a long time that you've been here now. It's not bad at all.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely. For me, I've been through the ups and downs. I've been through the fires, the floods, the recession. My house was the first one to flood. Like everybody in the municipality, I've went through my mental health struggles like everybody, and saw the ups and downs of Fort McMurray. But I certainly do believe in this municipality moving forward and putting us to a different level for, business.
Yeah. So I'm just going to put the elephant out there. You've had a hard 4 years in council. Anybody in politics has had a hard, rough go, especially in Fort McMurray with everything that went down. Why would you sign up to do it again?
Well, I have to be honest and tell you that I was contemplating running or not running, and I had literally hundreds of people reach out to me and say, no, you have to. You've been a good voice for us, and you've been a big supporter for what we're doing in multicultural events. I'm very proud to say now that my best friends are from Alberta, Lebanon, Somalia, all over the world.
Right.
So I'm very blessed to have that opportunity, and so I like being a voice of the community and voice for some people that don't get hurt or have issues.
Right.
And to me, it's it's a really simple concept of how do we make things happen. So to me, it's not about who's right or who's wrong. It's how do we get to the end goal and see efficiency, see a business open, or see less, red tape.
Right. Okay. So you're going for it again then?
Absolutely. I'm looking forward. I mean, you don't do this job for your own self. You do it for the people of the municipality to serve and certainly have everybody's voice heard.
Right. So you said you moved here 12 years ago from Newfoundland. What part of Newfoundland are you from?
My mother's from Corner Brook. My father's from Trinity Bay, so I'm called a mutt in the middle. And I was raised in Conception Bay, South Newfoundland.
Okay, yeah.
I was originally from Labrador.
Okay, wow. So when you moved here, did you spend your whole life in the East Coast and then come here? Were you in different spots before Fort McMurray?
No, from Newfoundland straight to Fort McMurray.
Okay, wow. And so what was the opportunity in regards to work that you came out to get?
I was a consultant into the housing and construction market. So I came up here and it was an amazing opportunity with Wood Buffalo Housing, and that's where I started.
Okay.
And I loved my time there, and some of my good friends are still there. So I created some great relationships there, and I made some good positive impacts. Then I turned my business over to more of a consulting business.
Okay.
And just helping people with policies, procedures, efficiencies,
Yeah.
project management, etc.
Okay. Corner Brook, hands down. I spent a lot of time in the East Coast. Corner Brook, in my opinion, is one of the most beautiful spots in Canada. It's gorgeous, man.
This time of year, when it gets to the fall, and I hate for the fall to come, but just the colors in the Humber Valley,
That's right.
absolutely beautiful. And it was all started because of the logging mill, and people moved there. Same thing back then for jobs and opportunity. No different Fort McMurray.
Right.
So it's all about the logging and the mill at the time.
Yeah. No, it's a gorgeous spot to be in the fall in particular, for sure. So that being said, it's so beautiful back there where you came from, where you grew up. You've moved to Fort McMurray. You've been here for a long time now. What keeps you here in this community? You obviously have options.
No, I believe in Fort McMurray. I think that, we do a lot of things right, but I think we can do a lot of things better. We have the most amazing trail systems in the Birchwood trails and around. The river is absolutely, amazing. And I always take people down the river kayaking and pedal boarding and just to get people out on the water to see them. So I love the opportunities that are here. I think there's better opportunities in Fort McMurray than anywhere else in Canada. And, some of the most amazing people. I'm very proud to say, most of my best friends are from Fort McMurray and from all over the world that live here now.
Yeah, that's amazing. So yeah, it is definitely home for you. You're not going anywhere anytime soon.
Absolutely not.
How old are your boys?
26 and 23.
Oh, so they're not boys anymore. They're men.
They're still boys.
If you're a man, you know that you don't ever really become a man. You just convince other people you're manly.
Yeah, there you go.
I always carry on and tell people that, I'm going in the witness protection program so they don't find where I live and move back home.
Yeah.
They've all moved back home in and out. And, but, I love my boys and I love my family. And so to me is, they have great opportunities up here.
Yeah.
And so, they're doing well and they're adjusting and they see the opportunity.
So they both have stayed in Fort McMurray.
Yeah, they both live in Fort McMurray and they both stay here. And one was in Edmonton and he moved up, I guess, in the past 6 months. And now he's full time on site and he's a Red Seal journeyman electrician. And he's loving life.
That's awesome, man. That's great. So in regards to your campaign, like I've never been on council. I've never ran for council. I don't know much about it, to be honest with you. And you're the first one who's been on here talking about council and re-election. What's something that people at home may not know about actually being a councillor and sitting on that group of individuals?
Well, it's certainly a lot of people have the mindset it's a meeting every second Tuesday. And, a lot of days I'll take 10 or 15 calls a day from individuals, businesses. And it's a lot of getting ready and preparedness. And it's about listening to the people in the municipality and making sure you have their best efforts going forward. Also, there's a lot of social events and making sure you are meeting the right people and make sure you're, representing council in a positive way. So to me, it's supporting all the nonprofits and agencies that put off events. So to me, some weeks you can put in 30 hours a week, some weeks you can put in certainly 60 hours a week.
Yeah.
So it's not what I call a part-time gig like a lot of people think.
That's right. Yeah, no, prior to COVID, with all the different events that went around, I went to a few of them, and it blew my mind how often you and other counselors were there. I'm like, man, I only come to like one of these every week or two. Every time I show up, somebody's here, and more often than not, like I was getting paid to go to do some form of work at these, and I was like, man, these guys are busy.
You certainly you put a lot of time in. You do it for the love of the municipality and for the love of what you do. So I think that's very important, I guess, for me moving forward. And it's about supporting a lot of our nonprofits and our groups and making sure you're, at events, you're listening to the right people and you're certainly hearing the needs of our community.
Yeah. In regards to moving forward in the community, what do you think are some things that this community is missing or lacking or could improve upon moving forward?
Do we have one day?
Listen, we got all the time in the world. You can be a repeating guest. You can come back once a week if you'd like.
Carry on. I think the municipality, we do a lot of things right. I think a lot of people in our administration do the best they can with the tools that they have. But I think now we have to change up our toolbox. During COVID, a lot of businesses were hit very hard. But in our municipality, we lost double the businesses compared to everywhere else in Alberta. So to me, that's a red flag. People put their lives into this municipality, lives into their business. They remortgage their house. So there's no other second plan. So when I see double the amount of businesses close here, to me, that's heartbreaking. So for me moving forward, and I don't have all the answers, but I know that I've done a lot of research and I would like to see development grants, development incentives, tax incentives, things to attract business here. In 2019, just in our urban center, we had around 72,000 people. Now we're at around 50,000 people. So, people are still leaving in our municipality. So I think we have to do more to attract business and maintain business. On the second part of that, we used to have a lot of events in the municipality, events Wood Buffalo, a lot of things for events and for people to have fun.
Yeah.
Now, when you want to have fun, you go to Edmonton, Calgary, Banff, Jasper. It's not knocking the municipality, but so I think we have to do a better job. And one of the things I would like to put forward is a motion, and I would like to put some money on the table. And it might be $500,000, might be $1 million, and getting other councillors to support that. That a private individual, if you're going to put off an event like Ribfest, and you're going to put everything into it, if there's rain this weekend, he's bankrupt. He's lost everything. Instead of having a mediocre band, he could bring an amazing band if he had $50,000. And that's a 3 or 4 day event. So I would like to see funding for, I'll call it the religious community, to, instead of bringing in a hard rock band, bring in a Christian festival, I guess a group.
Yeah.
I would like to see more Buster festivals.
Yeah.
I would like to see more comedy festivals, more folk festivals. I would like to see a farmer's market for 3 days. So it's putting the, I guess, policies in place that we can help those people, but we're going to see a massive return in our region, and people staying in our region and spending money in our region. Also, I think when you do it right, you'll attract other people from outside of our region, and we'll fill up hotel rooms, and we'll just make it a better place to be. We're putting a lot of money into the river and riverfront revitalization now.
Right.
I put a motion through many months ago to link up the Métis Centre with Total Trails, Moccasin Flats, by the side of the towers. There's 200,000 allotted for, I guess, a monument there, and goes right on down. I think with this here, there should be an event space down there.
Yeah.
And to have events, and multicultural events. I'll give hats off to Krista Balsam and her team. That when we had the patio party and when we had the food expo and stuff, it was done absolutely amazing. A lot of time, a lot of personal commitment. But everything that we do here is by someone's personal dime, and there's no skin in the game for municipality.
Yeah.
And I honestly think as a municipality, we should have a little bit of skin in the game. And to have an event every second or third weekend for families and fun and for people, I think it'll keep people in our region and keep funding in our region, and also prevent people from leaving our region.
Right.
And since 2019, if we had 20,000 people leaving, red flags have to go off and say, you know what, we got to do business a little bit differently.
There you go. Love it. All right. Tanner's giving me the signal saying, hey, I want to do my part of the show. We have a segment called the Mac City Minute. It's Tanner's segment. He's going to ask you some questions. Best of luck to you. Tanner, hit him with the Mac City Minute.
Alrighty, question number 1 for you today. What is the oddest place you've enjoyed a rum you hadn't had before?
An honest place?
The oddest place.
Gee whiz. I would still have to go back to Jamaica. Jamaica has 4 amazing distilleries there now, and they used to have 140. And so I've been introduced to rum at people's private collections in their home. So I had a great friend who introduced an amazing rum in his home that I never saw before, a very rare bottle that I absolutely loved. So, I still love, I guess, Jamaica and Jamaica rum. So I think it was at a gentleman's house in a bottle I've never seen before, and I'm like a kid in a candy store when I see that, and I'm certainly excited. I love the history.
There you go.
Question number 2. What has been your most memorable moment you have had from your last term on council?
Great question. A lot of people are very uncomfortable with it, and it was defeated, but I think bringing up the issue of FIFO, fly in, fly out, and just to have people talk about it was to me a success, and not to hide it under the carpet, and just to show people in our region that we care. And I think there shouldn't be a camp within a 35-kilometer radius. I know the camps are very important for turnaround and other things, but it's not a safety issue. So I honestly think bringing that to light and have a conversation about it, I think that was a success, because a lot of people didn't want to talk about it.
Question number 3. Having been involved in the food industry for over 4 years, what is the most interesting dish you learned about that you didn't know before?
I would definitely say oxtail or curried goat.
Ooh,
and
so good.
I made a 20-pound pot yesterday of oxtail. And
No.
Yeah, and I do everything outside under the trees and open flames. And so I'm definitely a cook by heart and a chef by heart. And so I think coming from Newfoundland, our taste buds are a little bit different, and the variety is not there. So I think cooking and tasting oxtail to me is one of the most amazing dishes in the world.
Yeah, buddy.
Question number 4. What do you think was your biggest personal challenge you had in your last term on council?
I think the biggest personal challenge is working with other individuals and everybody putting, I call it, pride and their differences aside. So I think the biggest challenge is looking at other people's point of view from their shoes and moving forward and keeping the respect and integrity in place. So I think, it's a good learning lesson going forward. And you're not always right, but to me, is working with people in a professional manner is truly important.
And your final question, what do you think is the most underrated asset Fort McMurray has that people should pay more attention to?
1,000% the river system. You can go up to different places on the river, and there's benches, picnic tables, fire pits. So absolutely amazing river system. This time of year, almost every time I go up, you can see black bears. I take a lot of people down in kayaks. We have like 12 or 15 kayaks, and from multicultures, just to show them the river. And you can go right by the side of the bank, and you can touch tar sands, so it's there. So just seeing that and seeing all the beavers on the river and the wildlife, to me, is just truly historical and absolutely beautiful. And seeing bald eagles. And so I think, our river system is truly underutilized.
And those have been your 5 questions.
Thank you.
Yeah, the river system is nuts in regards to, I have a kayak as well. I have the divorce model is what it's called. It's a 2-man kayak. And that's what they sold it as. And you know what? The first season I had it, they weren't wrong. It's a tough one to get in sync with. But it's amazing that you can live anywhere in Fort McMurray, maybe Timberley, Abisan, Beacon Hill, and you put that kayak on the top of your boat or the top of your car, and you're down at the Snai in less than 10 minutes, and you can just go.
Absolutely. We always, I have amazing neighbors, and I'll drop them off. They'll drop us off. So we go to the second boat launch, and we come on down.
Yeah.
So it's just truly memorable. And you don't need to be good at it. You don't need experience. It's not tippy.
Yeah.
So it's just an amazing day on the riverfront. And
Yeah.
you certainly forget about the rest of your life and the rest of issues. Everybody has issues in their life.
That's right.
But it's just a great, relaxing day on the water.
Yeah. Even doing a float, there's so many people, being born and raised here, I just remember as a kid, teenager more often than not, but just doing the float, just getting in a dinghy or a tube, tying some soda pop to the side and just floating down. Takes a few hours, and you just get to see what Fort McMurray has to offer that's not just in the city. It's a beautiful system for sure.
Absolutely. And, one of the things that I really want to do is I want a marina down on the river. Cold Lake has a beautiful marina.
Okay.
And at the end of the year, they just hook it on and they tow it back on shore.
Right.
So, I want to see a marina, and we have hundreds and hundreds of jet boats here. So, to be able to park them down there, to have food trucks around,
Yeah.
it'd be absolutely beautiful.
What are you thinking about that?
Well, to me, you can put one in by the Snowy or across from Canadian Tire. There's an old right there.
Okay. Yeah.
So there's lots of different places you can put a marina, and that people can put their boats, and they pay monthly to store the boats there. I do think it could be a private individual or a private company that runs it for profit.
Yeah.
And I think that would be an amazing feature. And there's one of the things I have in my campaign is I want to see a marina down the Snowy.
Yeah.
And I think it's a great opportunity for local business to make money, but develop more of our downtown.
Yeah.
One of the other things that's truly important in downtown for me is an arts center. I strongly believe, and I know there's works that they're looking at the movie theater, but our people come here, and they come here for work in oil sands mainly.
Right.
But if they got a wife or husband, son or daughter who's an artist, or in that field, the opportunities are very limited.
Yeah.
Can't cut out their arts program. So to me, by having a incubator here for arts in our arts center,
Yeah.
I think would help revitalize our downtown with an arts district. And so to me, the funding for that is very important. We're not talking a lot of money,
Yeah.
and but if it's $2 or $3 million to get a building, get them situated. Amy Remp is an amazing artist here. I'm sure you saw her work.
Yep.
We have a lot of indigenous, a lot of multicultural artists from all over the world. So when people come here, if they're going to bring something back from Fort McMurray, bring back something from a local artist.
Right.
And from companies purchase stuff for Christmas gifts, let's purchase something from a local artist.
Yeah.
So I think, that vision to me is very important as well.
There you go. Sweet. Well, that's been our 20 minutes. So thank you very much for coming. Truly do mean this. Say it to everybody. And hopefully you take me up on the offer. Come back and again and again. The seat is always open to you. And I know we have so much more that we could definitely talk about. May it be council or your rum room or just you're a cool
Life
guy
in
to
general.
chat with. That's exactly it.
It's been a pleasure, my friend.
Thanks, man. So before you go, though, everybody gets a shameless plug or a shout out. So this is your time to shine. So whatever you want to talk about, the mic's on you.
I think we have an amazing municipality and it's a great place to live, but I think we have to, and no fault of nobody's, but I think we have to change what we're doing. I think we have to do a better job of mowing our lawns, trimming our grass, trying to win beautification awards, doing more for families and getting people to stay in our region. And I think we have to do more to make it attractive for businesses to come here. I think that we're very blessed to have the oil sands in our backyard. And because 95% of our revenue comes from them, I think we stopped being creative. So I think we have to be creative, get businesses to come here, help businesses sustain and do more for families.
There you go. Awesome. Well, everybody at home, Fort McMurray, Wood Buffalo, and the rest of the world, that's been another episode of the Mac City Morning Show. Thank you once again for tuning in. It truly does mean the world to me. On that note, hopefully you're having a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow. Peace.